As you can see here live, y'all, we are looking at our Beat the Heat recap, taking a second to look back at what happened this Saturday night. The show was a fantastic, successful event. We're seeing Andrew Sullivan here in his opening round match against Andre Robinson. Andrew Sullivan was able to score the victory there, and he looked like $1 million. I'm telling you, he was ready to go on to the semifinals. Speaking of looking like $1 million, the always fab one, Mr. Fenton Ferris.
Yeah, decked out in all gold, he took on the Mad Biker himself, Deacon Price, in the quarterfinals in his match, and he lost in a surprise roll-up. Deacon was able to get him with a roll-up pin.
KJM was able to be in the tournament even with a negative record of 3-4. He comes out and he was absolutely ready to go, but he had to take on a man with a 3-0 record, the reluctant hero, Jacob Cass. Now, as you can tell, Jacob Cass's arm is wrapped there. He was feeling it after the beatdown from Bryson Tiller on the previous Titans of the Ring episode.
Yep, Jacob Cass was able to put KJM rather surprisingly quick during the quarterfinals. Then we moved on to Bryson Tiller, who in his quarterfinals match took on one half of the Silver Stallions in Adrian Flynn. It was the second match on the card. And Adrian Flynn was able to give Bryson Tiller a pretty good fight, but he succumbed to the Teller Bomb. Bryson Tiller hit him with that Teller Bomb and got the pin over Adrian Flynn.
It was under 4 minutes. Bryson Tiller did not even have to break a sweat in that match hardly, but he did have to face the other half of the Silver Stallions and the man you see on your screen right now, Mr. Andrew Sullivan, who unfortunately met the same fate as his tag partner, falling to that awful Teller Bomb, that power bomb that comes out of nowhere. Bryson Tiller able to wrestle under 8 total minutes in the entire tournament. He only had to wrestle that for the first 2 rounds going into the main event. He was fresh as a daisy. The second semifinal was the Reluctant Hero versus the Mad Biker, Deacon Price. Jacob Cass was ready to go after a quick first round bout.
Yep, he took on Deacon Price in the semifinals. Right before the finals, he was able to overcome Deacon, though Deacon did beat him down pretty bad. Jacob Cass was able to overwhelm Deacon and get the pin after the Down in Flames.
In the longest match in the tournament, might we add.
Yep.
But we did crown our first Titans Women's Champion. We had our match Ronan versus Inyo, the grudge match that everybody wanted to see with stakes higher than we could have ever imagined.
Yeah, and after weeks and weeks of torment from Inyo, it was only a matter of time until they faced off in the ring together. And what better way to do it than going for championship gold to crown the first Titans Women's Champion. There you can see the belt the referee held up. Such a beautiful championship before these women kicked it off. In this match, Ronan was able to get in a good bit of offense. However, Inyo took a majority of the match. She dominated a majority of the match. Multiple shots into the barricade on the outside. Heavy suplexes. Her signature Uranagi. She pinned Ronan, but once she got to the 2 count, she let up. She was not finished with Ronan. She wanted to embarrass her. She put her in her finisher, the triangle choke, and made Ronan tap out to win the championship.
As you can tell, our screen is black and glitchy, and that is not an accident. That is because Ronan did manage to get that victory. Up next in our finals, we saw the Reluctant Hero Jacob Cass taking on the Bulldog from Boston, Bryson Tiller. This was a match that was also a grudge match in the making after Jacob Cass was able to defeat Andre Robinson and give Bryson Tiller his only loss in Titans of the Ring, and they fought for that beautiful championship right there.
Yep, after Bryson Tiller overwhelmed the Silver Stallions, he had to meet Jacob Cass in the finals. In the opening of their match, they stood corner to corner, eyes on one another. They were soaking in the crowd reaction. They were going back and forth for quite a good while. They had a good bit. Teller was able to get Jacob Cass. Jacob Cass fought hard, but after the Bulldog, after a Teller bomb, and 2 450s from Jacob Cass that couldn't get the job done, Teller beat Jacob Cass in the finals of Beat the Heat and went on to become the Titans regional champion.
You are seeing it there. Our first regional champion in Bryson Teller, a man who has now officially holds not only the gold but the best record in all of Titans of the Ring, because every person has some form of a loss in singles competition. But tonight, our opening matchup, High Rise versus the Tandem Twins. We will see Alexis Slater versus Cara Degata, and as we alluded to, there is now a new alliance between the Silver Stallions, Jacob Cass, and Alexis Slater. Ben Day Sung will take on KJM in a 20-minute time limit match. But we will get to see a tag team match. The Silver Stallions back in action after both coming up short this past Saturday to take on the Tennessee Tens. And in the main event, Deacon, Cass, Ferris, and Robinson, #1 contenders match for the regional championship. Okay, absolutely, I'll do that, Doodle. Remember that we are an interactive stream. If you're watching, we, unlike most wrestling shows, do interact with our crowd. So go ahead and throw out in the chat and let us know how you're doing. We want to thank Fairly Grim Designs and Mythos Technology for sponsoring Titans of the Ring. And up first, as we said, our opening tag match, High Rise Tandem Twins. Man, I hate to say it, I can't see the Tandem Twins come out on top against High Rise.
No, the Titans tag team champions, High Rise, they have been pretty impressive thus far. We saw them get a major victory over Major Artillery right before Beat the Heat. On the 8th episode of Titans of the Ring, they were able to overwhelm and overcome Major Artillery. So I think that with the Tandem Twins, they're going to make short work of them.
How's it going, Ghostly Stargazer? Welcome back in. How are you doing?
There we see that gold on the tag team champions, looking absolutely beautiful.
I'm getting a word from our booking committee. High Rise, if they win this match, will get the right to determine the match type for Stairway to Stardom, where they will defend their tag team championships.
And here we go. The Tandem Twins in the left corner, High Rise in the opposite corner. Getting started, we have Johnny Tandem and Ronnie Hawthorne.
Johnny Tandem quickly trying to duck out of the way of one Mr. Ronnie Hawthorne. I actually think that's Jason Tandem. That is the bearded one. So Jason ducking his way out of the attack from Ronnie Hawthorne, but that does not last long. You can run, but you can't hide from a man like Ronnie Hawthorne.
You'd think after all this time I'd still be able to tell them apart, even with the beard. Still can't do it.
Still can't do it.
You see Ronnie Hawthorne, as we were talking about, overwhelming Jason Tandem with a quick gut wrench power bomb there. Multiple shots to the chest. We've seen the Tandem Twins in action recently, coming up short in just about every match. They've got a negative record themselves thus far. Even taking a dive into the singles division, it didn't quite work out for the Tandem.
How in the world could you mix up the Tandem Twins with the Silver Stallions?
Oh my goodness.
High Rise making sure that these twins don't work in tandem, as their tights say, twins in tandem. They're not working that way tonight. High Rise continuing to put the beat down on Rhett Bishop, making sure that Johnny Tandem is not on the apron so he can continue working over his opponent. We want to reach out and thank all of our sponsors, K2 Gaming, Mythos Technology, Fairly Grim, for the new turnbuckle pads, ropes, as well as the barricade coverings. As you can see, it is slowly but surely coming all together. And we also want to thank again the Sean Walton Junior High School for allowing us to continue to run here in their fantastic venue. Our attendance is better than ever. We're up towards nearly 400 people coming to each and every show, and it is just outrageous to see that. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Here we see Rhett Bishop continuing to work over Jason Tandem on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Johnny didn't appreciate that shot from Rhett Bishop knocking him off the apron. That was a bit of a dirty move there from Red Bishop, but that is no surprise coming.
Quick roll up there, didn't even get a 1 count. We see a tag out from Jason, tandem into Johnny.
Johnny Tandem getting in the ring, a quick high kick right to the temple of Red Bishop, put him right on his back.
Rent taken up, but floats over. Chop block into Johnny Tandem.
Red Bishop just a little too smart, a little too quick for the Tandem Twin there. Tagging in his partner, Ronnie Hawthorne, getting him in the match. The Powerhouse getting ready to take on Johnny Tandem. We just see another one of those gut wrench power bombs onto Johnny. Lighting up the back of the Tandem Twin there.
We see Johnny Tandem in the turnbuckle being thrown into the post. That's gotta hurt. Ronnie Hawthorne playing to the crowd for a moment. Here he goes. Alley-oop bomb.
Absolute nasty maneuvers there from Ronnie Hawthorne. That shoulder into that post. Gonna rip it right off the bone.
Throws him over his shoulders. Continues to work him in that fireman scary flip. Oh, Johnny's showing just a little bit of life.
He was about to see one of those overhead belly-to-bellies from Ronnie Hawthorne, but he wasn't able to get it.
Ronnie runs into his opponent, but is met with a quick kick from Jason Tandem into a roll-up. 1 count, 2. Oh, so close.
Could you imagine the Titans Tag Team Champions losing to the Tandem Twins, who have a negative record? I'm not even sure they have a win on their record.
They do not have a singular win on their record. You would think that may put them in line to be the ones that face High Rise at Stardom, and that would definitely not allow for Stardom to, for the High Rise to determine the stipulation that they will defend the belts in at Stardom. Those of you in chat, let us know who you want to see High Rise, who you think High Rise should defend the championships against at our next monthly special event at Stairway to Stardom. Let us know who you would like to see them face off against if it's not the Tandem Twins.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not going to be the Tandem Twins because he just put him away with a muscle buster. 1, 2, 3. And that is it for the Tandem Twins.
Aim high.
I think that's the first time that they've even got a 2 count. I wouldn't be shocked.
Wow. You can see High Rise celebrating a well-earned victory there in the corner.
July 29th will be Stairway to Stardom, and now these two men have earned the right to determine how they're going to defend their tag team championships. Next, we have Alexa Slater versus Cara Degada at a 20-minute time limit match. You've got to think that the winner of this could stand the chance to try to find their way to facing Inyo for the championship if they can secure a victory here.
Now, we do see on Alexa Slater's corner, Adrian Flynn of the Silver Stallions will be joining her at ringside. We saw in the 8th episode of Titans of the Ring, briefly, we were able to see a backstage segment with them where they had gathered footage of the two talking, her, Adrian Flynn, and Andrew Sullivan. So this is a very interesting alliance. What do you think that either of them are to gain from this alliance?
I think it's more about trying to make sure that there is some guidance to Alexis, who has showed a lot of heart, a lot of pluckiness, and willing to fight. I think the Stallions took a quick liking to her. They saw that she needed some guidance to get into the W column here in Titans of the Ring, and so they reached out, much like Jacob Cass reached out to them.
I think that's a very nice trickle-down system of experience and skill sets as far as Jacob Cass working with the Silver Stallions and Silver Stallions working with Alexis Slater.
Doodlebop said he believes that High Rise, the best team to take out High Rise is likely KJM and the fabulous Fenton Ferris. Now that's a team I hadn't even thought of in consideration for the match at Stardom.
You know, and they did just recently take on none other than the Tandem Twins, so that is It's a possibility.
But there's so many other good teams in the division. You got to think the Tennessee Tens and the Silver Stallions both want to get their chances at those tag team championships, as well as you have to think about the Stallions definitely want to get their hands on High Rise after coming so close and being just shy of winning those championships after that interference from High Rise early on in the tournament, the gauntlet match. Alexis Slater immediately going for a roll up here, only getting a 2 count.
A nice bridging pin there on Cara Tagata right out the gate, trying to get that victory over the Luchadora.
It's KJM and Pit Ferris or Major Artillery. We will have to see in the coming weeks.
These two women sizing each other up. Alexis Slater coming right out there with a clothesline. Another jumping clothesline on Cara Tagata, putting her to the mat. Ooh. Cara Tagata going for a series of high kicks there, but Alexis Slater caught her leg.
Works that arm over, throws it into the mat. I like this orange gear, the tiger gear for Cara Tagata.
Yeah, I think it's a good deviation away from the all-black look she was sporting earlier on.
Nice hip toss there by Alexis Slater. Alexis taking time to run up. A flipping senton. Wow. Oh, my goodness. You do have to think tonight the Tennessee Tens versus the Silver Stallions. Whoever wins that match, you have to think that gives them a leg up in trying to find who is going to face High Rise at Stairway to Stardom.
There, Cara Tagata with a roll up there, but Alexis Slater kicked out.
I believe Cara Tagata does actually have a victory. She does. Bluegrass Brawl, Cara Tagata was able to pick off Alexis Slater, and so we are going to see now if Alexis can get that win back. You know these two women are wanting to vie for a chance to take on Yenne, a woman who has constantly made all of their lives hard here in the women's division. Alexis Slater smartly moving away from Cara Tagata, who's in the top rope, meets her nice in the middle of the ring with that float over DDT.
Yeah, and with all of the backstage bullying from the Japanese hacker and all of the attention she's focused on Ronin, who she put out at Beat the Heat, we're going to have to see who follows up Ronin, who is going to try and climb for that title next.
It's good to see someone like Adrian Flynn out here backing his girl and Alexis Slater, continuing to show support in that mentor-mentee relationship. And I do think that reverse power slam, that has a little bit of Andrew Sullivan to it, if I do believe so.
Yeah, I will say you can definitely see that Alexis Slater has been putting the work in the gym and in the ring behind the scenes. And I think the Silver Stallions have a lot to do with that and some of the new techniques and maneuvers she's been busting out in this match.
You think Yenne is a good way to boost ratings? I mean, you gotta see who's gonna take her out.
Look at that bridging pin once more on Cara Tagata. Is that gonna get it?
Just almost at 2.9, almost very close for Alexis to get the win. Reversals back and forth, neither woman able to get ahead. Cara reversing, Alexis going for that rolling pin one more time. Reversals, reversals, reversals. No woman can seem to get ahead. And now Alexis puts her in the corner, and there once again, Cara Tagata slips out of the way, and Alexis' leg meets that middle turnbuckle.
Jumping foot stomp onto Alexis Slater.
Oh my goodness.
Once again sizing each other up. Alexis Slater went for an enziguri there, but she didn't get all of it.
Nope.
Oh, what's this? Oh man.
My gosh, that kick to the chest by Cara Tagata, who seems to have control of this match now. Oh, there, spoke too soon. Neither woman still able to get much advantage in this match, going back and forth.
This match has been great thus far, coming upon the 5-minute mark. Look at that, she grabbed the ropes.
Adrian there telling her where she was at in the ring, helping her know where her ring awareness was, and getting that quick rope break to make sure she did not lose this match.
Now, we can see it already from how this match has been playing out. The Silver Stallions And Alexis Slater, that mentorship is going to help her climb the mountain in this women's division.
Yes, and that was a bit of a misstep there, trying to go to the second rope, being caught with a kick from Cartagata. And their car goes off the top, but just misses it. Alexis with a roll-up. 1, 2. Oh, I thought that was it.
She still didn't get it, but it's a very smart move on Alexis' part to go for those pins as often as she can, catch Cartagata off guard.
Car with that kick to the chest one more time. Alexis smartly rolling out of the ring, though. You can't lose on the outside other than by count out, and I don't think that helps either one of these women in their quest. Alexis steps out of the way off that diving cross body.
That's got to be it for Cara. She spilled right to the mat on the outside. We've mentioned it in the past few weeks. Those mats are not thick. That spill was nasty.
Code breaker knee.
She's sizing her up for something else. Is she going to finish Cartagata here?
Is she going to go for a thorough blow? Oh my goodness, what is this move?
What an interesting maneuver there from Alexis Slater. It looked like some sort of combination of the Thoroughbuster and the Big Blue Driver.
Oh my goodness, it was enough to get Alexis Slater the win here on Titans of the Ring Tuesday night show.
I've got goosebumps. Alexis Slater picking up the win with... I have to figure out what she calls that because that was beautiful. That was a beautiful move.
That was absolutely wonderful. We have the debuting rookie, Beanz Sung, up against KJM. This should be an interesting match. A more seasoned rookie taking on the latest signing by Titans of the Ring. I'm told Beanz Sung comes to us with a lot of good promise and a lot of good references. We're eager to see what he can do in the ring.
Yeah, a little bit on the older side, but his athleticism definitely makes up for it.
You see Fenton Ferris seconding his man there. KJM Fenton Ferris will be in the main event tonight to try to score his #1 contendership. You got to think that kind of doesn't sit well with KJM that he didn't get in consideration for that fatal 4-way.
Yeah. Speaking of mentor-mentee relationships, though, the fact that Fenton Ferris has been backing KJM from this point is what got him in the tournament in the first place. But you are right. You would have to think that there's got to be a little bit of jealousy there that he isn't in that fatal 4-way, but Fenton Ferris is.
KJM boasting a 3-win, 5-loss record. I think it's hard to put him up against someone like Bryson Taylor, who is near 7-0 now.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
7-1, I mean.
It'd be like trying to hit a brick wall. You're not going to get much progress there. KJM still has a lot of his skills that he needs to hone before he hits the main event scene again.
The youngster Beanz Sung ready to take on KJM.
Quick Larry there from KJM puts Beanz Sung on his back. He wasn't going to take any time away, wasn't going to play to the crowd. He was just out and ready to fight. Running off the ropes, he was going to go for that drop kick to the knee to put Beanz Sung down on the mat.
We once again want to thank Mythos Technology for sponsoring this matchup, specifically tonight. Beanz Sung, KJM, one-on-one. You got to think this is KJM's chance to put himself back in the win column to try to prove that he deserves a chance at that Titans Regional Championship at some point in time.
Very considerate move there from KJM not to go to the outside to attack Beanz Sung, but it seemed to have backfired on him because Beanz Sung just threw him out and gave him a senton right to the ground.
I don't think Beanz Sung got that memo that KJM was offering, saying let's keep this in the ring, let's not go to the outside. Beanz Sung to the top rope. KJM tried every way in the world to knock his opponent down, but was met with that off the top rope lariat.
Beanz Sung showing off that wit, showing off those smarts.
With that ground drop kick, I don't think that was a great idea.
Yep, and now there he is. He thought he was so smart, but KJM and now has the upper hand.
KJM continue to work over Beanz Sung. Look at this. Here he goes. There's that neck breaker combination knee, neck to the knee, then neck to the ground. KJM goes for a quick pin, but Beanz Sung's in the ropes.
These two grappling up. Who's got the control? It's Beanz Sung with it. Oh man, that scoop slam. He tossed him halfway across the ring.
Continued chop from Beanz Sung on KJM. KJM spins out. Beanz Sung works his way up to the top. KJM keeping control of that arm. Forearm to the lower back. And then there goes Beanz Sung into the corner mat with that jumping lariat from KJM. That signature lariat.
He is up on the middle rope there. Jumping drop kick from the middle rope puts Beanz Sung down. Is that going to get KJM the victory?
2 count there. Beanz Sung forces KJM off him. KJM thought he had it there.
All he needs to do is hit the cycle and then it's done. But can he get there?
It's untelling. We'll have to see where it comes from. A quick rope break there for KJM and returning the favor from earlier from Beanz Sung. Beanz Sung showing him a lariat of his own.
It's weird to think that we're only 3 minutes into this match and all the action that's happened thus far. These two going at each other. Beanz Sung has shown quite a bit of impressive athleticism, but KJM has a little bit more experience between the ropes here, and with the mentorship of Fenton Ferris, that should be shown.
KJM playing up to the crowd in just a moment. Both of these men in a dead sprint in this match to try to get it over with. KJM throws Beanz Sung into the corner, but oh my gosh, he misses that signature lariat once again.
Every time KJM misses the jumping clothesline, it comes back to bite him. Beanz Sung there with a sort of a choke slam type of maneuver, tossing KJM.
KJM meets him with a good drop kick in return, though. 4 minutes has elapsed in this matchup, or lapsed in this matchup. My bad.
Once again, missing that jumping clothesline into the corner, getting hung up on the rope.
When KJM hits that, it's very devastating, but he has a bad track record of getting that move to land.
Yeah, I would have to say that is one of the many things that ended up leading into him taking some of those losses that's got his loss record as high as it is. Between his best of 3 series with Fenton Ferris and his 2 out of 3 falls and his tournament match.
He received 3 losses from Fenton Ferris, 1 loss from Jacob Cass, and then he ended up losing again to Jacob Cass in the tournament match. Beanz Sung off to the top rope. He's stalking, waiting for KJM to rise. Oh, double axe handle on a KJM. Beanz Sung now with 5 minutes elapsed in this match. Continuing to put the pressure on. He goes for a quick roll up. Could this be it?
I think he's got him. And 3, Beanz Sung in his first Titans of the Ring match gets a quick roll-up victory over KJM. Oh man, and you can see the frustration on KJM yelling at the referee about the 2 count. That was actually a 3 count. Sorry, bud, you lost this one.
That's not going to settle well. Mythos Tech also sponsoring the other half of our 2-match main event tonight. The co-main event, Silver Stallions taking on Tennessee Tens in a 20-minute time limit match. Thank you again, Mythos Technology, for sponsoring this great match. K2 Gaming as well for sponsoring the entire show. You've got to think that this has championship ramifications for both of these teams. I don't think a loss here is something that either team wants to feel. They don't want to add that to their record.
No, and this is a good time for the Silver Stallions to re-enter the tag team division after the tournament, because High Rise needs contenders. So the Tennessee Tens, the Silver Stallions, they're getting back at it. They want to see who can pick up the win, because someone has to face High Rise at the Stairway to Stardom, and we know it's not the Tandem Twins.
Nope. And we know here we've already spoke about the relationship the Silver Stallions now have with Alexa Slater, and you can see her coming out to support her team. I'm quite excited to see this pairing. I think it will be just the best for both sides. It'll be mutually beneficial.
Hopefully the Stallions are okay after the Teller beatdown.
We will definitely see here in just a moment, after taking those, both of them taking a loss to the eventual winner, the regional champion Bryson Teller. But you know they have a score to settle with High Rise. They told them whenever they entered into the thing, when Sullivan entered into the Beat the Heat tournament, that they would be back to get their number, and this could be where they start that path to get that that opportunity to go at High Rise.
Yep, and the last time that we got to see the Tennessee Tens in action like this was facing Major Artillery in the number 1 contendership match that led to Major Artillery facing High Rise.
Remember, you can watch Titans of the Ring live every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. We thank all of y'all that are here with us live now. If you're watching on YouTube, please consider joining us live every week at 6 p.m. on Tuesday evening. You can find us on Twitter, Discord, and YouTube at K2 Gaming KY. You can join our Discord by following the link that will be posted here in just a moment. If someone doesn't mind to hit exclamation Discord for me, you can also find the K2 Gaming KY Twitter, as well as the Titan Rising KM Twitter, the Saint Sins Twitter, and the Titans of the Ring Twitter. You can follow all of us, and those are, in fact, our handles: the Saint Sins, Titan Rising KM, Titans of the Ring, and K2 Gaming KY.
And here we get started. Adrian Flynn and Brawlin' Matt Johnson circling the ring as we get started in this tag team matchup.
Both men jockeying position, circling each other, waiting. Matt Johnson says, "I'm done jockeying for position, young man. I'm taking you out."
Yeah, not so much of a grappler. He's all strikes there, knocking down Adrian Flynn.
Adrian said, "I'll return the favor for you there, Mr. Matt Johnson."
Forearm knocking out the tall, lanky Brawlin' Matt Johnson. He goes in with a running DDT to Adrian Flynn, taunting the crowd, taunting their fan favorite there. German suplex by Brawlin' Matt Johnson causes Adrian Flynn to have to roll out to recover.
I do think Adrian being willing to roll out is quite the smart move, making sure that he's not in a pinning predicament, much like this one. Just a quick 1 count though. Brawlin' Matt Johnson not going to be taken out after that O'Connor roll.
Yeah, but what was not smart was taunting Andrew Sullivan there because he got rolled up. But Adrian Flynn's got him. He's got the start in this match. He's got the momentum going. Brawlin' Matt Johnson with a reversal. Shoulder block puts Adrian Flynn to the mat.
Adrian able to counter there and put those knees up from that senton move. Adrian back with one of those flying forearm maneuvers. Adrian, the man who smartly knows how to use every part of his body. Here he is, a good striker as well as a technical mastermind.
Yep, Adrian Flynn has that technical mind. We've talked about his influences in pro wrestling before, in the likes of Bryan Danielson, Lance Storm. He knows how to work different body parts. Look at that with that German suplex. The ring awareness from Adrian Flynn.
Adrian continuing to be on the move, wasting no time. It's a dead sprint for him, stretching the arm of Brawlin' Matt Johnson out. Let me ask you there, Saint, if your arms are damaged and they're broken, can you strike? I don't think so.
Nope, you're all left to kicks. But what happens when you take out the legs? Can't do much of anything, and that's Adrian Flynn's goal. He wants to make sure that every body part is weakened down so he can put another W in his and Andrew Sullivan's win card.
You got to think the Wildcat lock or the Big Blue Driver is what Adrian wants to work on. Just use your head. Andrew Sullivan there with a big kick to Matt Johnson. What are they setting up for?
Speaking of,
double drop kick by the Stallions.
Yep, Brawlin' Matt Johnson hung up in the ropes there, didn't really have anywhere to go.
Adrian staying down on the floor to catch his breath for just a moment before getting back up, ready to be in the action. Alexa Slater smartly stepping out of the way from the brawl on the outside between Andrew Sullivan and Brawlin' Matt Johnson.
A smart move from Alexa Slater there to take a step away but stay close enough just to take in everything she can and learn from the Silver Stallions. These two styles, the powerhouse style of Andrew Sullivan and that technical style of Adrian Flynn, is a lot for her to take in and learn, but it will benefit her in the ring.
Another quick tag by the Stallions. You gotta like what they're seeing working in tandem here. Oh my goodness, that double arm drag and then a kip up from both men, showing that athleticism.
Yeah, Doodle Bob just said, just use your head.
Your arms and your legs don't work. I guess that's what you gotta do. Adrian gets flung out of the ring, back in, clothesline.
Yeah, that signature slide out of the ring using his momentum to his advantage. Timothy Ray Young getting the tag in there.
Adrian should have capitalized on the momentum he had, and now the big brute Timothy Ray Young is in the match, and Matt Johnson gets a second to catch his breath.
Yep, Adrian Flynn was so worked up, he didn't see the hot tag happening right there. Timothy Ray Young taking advantage, getting out on top in this match as he flings Adrian Flynn back to a Samoan drop there.
Adrian taking that Samoan drop, hurting that back of Adrian's. You know, I hate to say it, Adrian a lot of times makes those little mistakes. It's those little edges that you can't take the time to lose in these kind of matchups. Especially when you have championship gold. You can't make those tiny mistakes.
Yeah, that's something that we've mentioned before in his tournament match. We were just talking about that. How he is a technical mastermind. He knows the logistics of how to work in the ring, but it's those emotional moments that seem to get Adrian Flynn.
Adrian able just to get that arm up. But see, that's what we're talking about. Timothy Ray Young not allowing Adrian to get to his tag partner Andrew Sullivan. Even though I can tell you, Timothy Ray Young always wants a piece of Andrew Sullivan.
Yeah, we've seen him taunt Andrew Sullivan multiple times. Every time that these teams have locked horns, Timothy Ray Young, he likes to beat on Adrian Flynn and give the finger to Andrew Sullivan out on the apron. He likes to taunt him and say, hey bud, I'm over here, but you're out there.
Oh my gosh, working in tandem there, much unlike the tandem twins. Timothy Ray Young keeping Adrian Flynn on the floor, and Matt Johnson coming off with the senton to the outside.
Yeah, Andrew Sullivan, you can see him getting antsy there on the apron. He wants in this match, but Timothy Ray Young is not going to let it happen. White Lightning Irish whipped Adrian Flynn into the corner. Got the tag, bringing Brawling Matt Johnson back in.
Matt Johnson goes up, double axe handle onto that arm of Adrian Flynn.
Sharp elbow right to the jaw of Flynn. Oh, and a big punch laying him out.
One for the other side. It's got to be symmetrical, man. He says your face is pretty, Flynn. Let's keep it looking the same.
Oh, man. Tagging back in Timothy Ray Young. Smart move from the Tennessee Tens. Multiple tags, keeping their energy conserved as they take on Adrian Flynn, keeping him out of the corner from his partner, Andrew Sullivan.
I know he needs a break. Rolling to the outside, though, may not be the best. He should have tried to continue to work and find his way to get that tag so he could get the freshman Sullivan in this match. Adrian gets slammed into that ring post before being thrown back into the ring.
Yeah, the outside is not where you want to be with the Tennessee Tens because you might not be able to lose on the outside of the ring, but there are a couple of dudes who we have seen them use their environment to their advantage. They're more than willing to throw you into any post, steel steps, or barricade, and it's legal.
Adrian fired back up, hits another forearm. Come on, Adrian, get the fresh man in.
Tried to go for something there, but Timothy Ray Young caught him up on his shoulder. Sullivan once again trying, begging to get in this ring. Timothy Ray Young is not going to let it happen.
Adrian gets those fists in, hits him with that running elbow.
Showing some life. Flynn coming in with that flying elbow.
There's that knee, goes up, knocks Matt Johnson down to the apron.
Yep, man. Oh, no. I don't know if he tripped off the top rope or what, but Brawling Matt Johnson took advantage of it with that senton.
It's untelling what Adrian was going there. His attention seemed to be on Matt Johnson when it should have been on Timothy Ray Young in the ring.
Yeah, got unfocused and fell to the outside there, focusing on Matt Johnson.
You can't win a shot at the Titans Tag Team Championships if you're not focused, young man. You've got to be focused.
And see, that's what we're seeing here. That emotional side of Adrian Flynn getting the better of him. Now he's got Lemmy Johnson in the ring.
Knee shot there from that combination, and he gets met with a stiff three-course right hand there to the jaw.
Adrian Flynn giving it back to him with some sharp elbows. And, oh man, that slide into that drop kick. Impressive from Adrian Flynn, but he's got to stay focused. If he wants this win, if he's going to be in here, he's got to stay focused.
Cattle mutilation. This could be it. We've seen Adrian win matches outside of Titans of the Ring with this maneuver. Can he do it here now, tonight? Oh no, Timothy Ray Young's just too strong.
Too strong. He powered to that way quicker than anybody should have. Adrian Flynn going for another one of those sharp elbows, but he missed, but caught him with an arm drag.
And here, finally, it is. Andrew Sullivan has made his way into the ring. He goes for the pin. Just not enough. You think if Adrian would have went through for it, maybe it could have been a 3 count, but he took that time to tag out, and Andrew Sullivan just not able to capitalize and get the full 3. Lariat from Andrew Sullivan.
Andrew Sullivan getting a clothesline in the corner, showing a little bit of power of his own. Timothy Ray Young spent all that time working down Adrian Flynn. And now Sullivan is fresh. He is ready. He is 100%, and he's ready to go.
This match does have a 20-minute time limit, and 10 minutes has elapsed in this match, so there's 10 minutes remaining.
Sullivan just hit that signature backbreaker on White Lightning, and now he's taking Lemmy Johnson off his corner. You have to think that means that he could be setting up for something here.
What are the Stallions doing? Is that drop kick one more time? I believe it is.
Timothy Ray Young hung up on the ropes, went for that drop kick there. Now we got Flynn back on the offensive as the legal competitor in this match. Oh man, a springboard DDT to the apron, taking down White Lightning.
I hear that's the hardest part of the ring, you know.
There you see it. Being smart about it this time, not letting White Lightning even have a moment to consider getting that tag in. Oh, we saw this earlier. So nice you do it twice with that drop kick.
I think this is thrice, my friend. This is the third time
third time in this match.
It works well for the Stallions. Let's see if we can continue to get them closer to that victory. Sullivan taking a moment to stalk the big man of Timothy Ray Young.
And I think that's a good, smart move for the Stallions. Andrew is the fresher man in this match. It would only be fitting for him to go for this victory if he can put down White Lightning. Saw that hammer shot to the back of White Lightning off the rope, tossing him back in the corner. What's he going to go for here? Tagging Flynn back in.
Oh my goodness, Sullivan with a big knee, and Adrian with one of his own.
Knees to the chest of Timothy Ray Young. Everybody's getting in the ring now. This is tag team turmoil here. Everybody going after one another.
Adrian flips over Timothy Ray Young with that knee.
Lemmy Johnson focusing on Andrew Sullivan on the outside, while Adrian Flynn goes after Timothy Ray Young inside. There he goes for it. That big blue driver, Lemmy Johnson.
This is it. This has to be it.
He saw it too late, and Adrian Flynn got the pin.
Adrian giving the Silver Stallions a win here tonight, putting them one step closer to maybe getting a shot at the High Rise, the tag team champions, the team that they definitely have a bullseye on their back by these two men here.
Yeah, but after that loss, you have to think the Tennessee Tens may not be done with the Silver Stallions.
It would be smart of them to continue to try to push forward, especially because they came this close to winning. They stayed in control for a long time. But here's our main event for tonight. Number 1 contenders match. The man that wins this will face none other than Bryson Teller at Stairway to Stardom. Is it going to be Jacob Cass? Is it going to be Deacon Price, Fenton Ferris, or Andre Robinson?
Yeah, all of these men competed in the tournament, but none of them were able to overcome and make their way to the finals other than Jacob Cass, and he was met with that proverbial brick wall, Bryson Teller, who walked out as the Titans regional champion.
We want to thank Fairly Grim for sponsoring our main event here tonight. One of the two co-main events. We're going to see who gets the main event Stairway to Stardom. All four of these men have to want that opportunity.
Yeah, we saw the impressive performance that Deacon Price, the Mad Biker himself, put on at Beat the Heat as he defeated Fenton Ferris and took on another man in this match, Jacob Cass, in what was the longest match in the tournament.
Outside of the main event.
Outside of the main event. He did come up short against Jacob Cass, but his performance was still highly impressive, which I think is what led him to his spot in this four-way dance. He looks geared up, he looks ready, he looks focused.
Out next is the Protege. Now, could you imagine a main event of Stardom between Andre Robinson and Bryson Teller?
I'm waiting to see this matchup at some point, honestly. These two men, Andre Robinson and Bryson Teller, going at it. His mentor having to go after him to defeat him for that championship. You know, it has to be on his mind, considering he entered into the tournament, one of the first picked ballots for the championship. Then he's in this four-way dance. It has to be on his mind. If I win this, I'm going to have to face it.
And you know, he's probably got a little bit of pent-up anger. He suffered 3 straight losses in the tournament. 1 to Jacob Cass, 1 to Adrian Flynn, and 1 to Andrew Sullivan. And you know Bryson Teller's not been happy about that.
No, we've already talked about the tantrums that he's thrown backstage.
And I have to say, this might be the odds-on favorite, Mr. Fenton Ferris. Though he didn't make it out of the first round of the Beat the Heat tournament, he is the other best record holder outside of Andre Robinson and Bryson Teller. But it seems like when the time comes and his number's called, Fenton Ferris usually shows up and takes home the victory. He's also the other most experienced man in professional wrestling in this match outside of Jacob Cass.
Yeah, we've talked about it in previous weeks. This man may be glitter and glamour and decked from head to toe in gold, but do not underestimate him, because that amateur wrestling background and his ability to adapt to any situation he needs to has earned him an impressive number of victories up until Titans of the Ring and in Titans of the Ring.
You have to think he's one of the freshest men in this match. Poor Jacob Cass still feeling the ramifications of that pre-beat down at last week on Titans heading into Beat the Heat. But Fenton Ferris was also out of the tournament early, so he got to have that rest. And unlike Andre, he didn't have to deal with Bryson Teller afterwards.
Yeah, and it wasn't so much of a back and forth match so much as he was able, well, he lost from a roll-up. You know, it was a quick in and out kind of thing.
You see Jacob Cass still taped up there. He wants to get back. He wants another shot at a man that he's proven he can defeat. He is the one in the 7-1 for Bryson Teller.
Yeah, that shoulder, we saw some of the nasty stuff that happened at Beat the Heat. The way that he got jerked off the top rope twice.
By Deacon Price.
Deacon, yeah. Putting him up on the top rope. And that was before he even got to the main event.
And then he wrestled almost 21 minutes before losing to Bryson Teller.
Yeah, we saw him on the outside of the ring, that feeling of defeat. But now he is back in the main event of Titans of the Ring to earn his shot at Stairway to Stardom.
I did have the opportunity to meet up with Jacob Cass post-match, and he said he hit the 450 twice. What comes to mind is, could he have hit the Down in Flames? And if he had hit the Down in Flames, could he have beaten Bryson Teller?
That Down in Flames brainbuster may have been what it took to take down Bryson Tiller, but the world will not know. Not unless he can earn his shot against Bryson Tiller once again.
And you see here Bryson Tiller's protege, Andre Robinson, going after Jacob Cass. I don't think that Bryson Tiller wants to see Jacob Cass again.
I don't think so. Jacob Cass did give Bryson Tiller a run for his money, but he came up short. 2 450s couldn't do it. He wasn't able to lift Bryson Tiller up for the Down in Flames with the way his shoulder has been torqued and battered and beaten. The fact that he is even wrestling tonight is a testament to his willpower.
He jumps in with that diving spear while Fenton Ferris and Deacon Price continue to wrestle and duke it out on the side. I don't think their match from Saturday night is just quite over in either one's mind. But I'm telling you, we're 1 minute in, and I'm telling you, this match has lived up to what I already thought it was going to be. It's been absolute, utter chaos.
It is. This match is lit. We saw that release belly-to-belly suplex from Andre Robinson as Jacob Cass set him outside the ring. Deacon decided, I'm done with you, Fenton. I'm going in to focus on the big fish.
Now Fenton and Jacob Cass locking up. Fenton throwing Jacob Cass into the ropes before he runs and gives Andre Robinson a dropkick all his own, and then Jacob Cass giving Ferris a clothesline of his own. Deacon continuing to work over, continuing their match from Saturday. Deacon is the only man to face the majority of people in this match from Saturday.
Well, the only one that he hasn't quite taken on is Andre Robinson, but we saw it in the tournament that they had very similar goals outside of winning the tournament. They were looking to maim, they were looking to hurt. We saw Andre earlier, how he was beating down Jacob Cass. Deacon did the same thing at the pay-per-view. At the Saturday special event, you saw Deacon multiple power bombs onto Jacob Cass to send a message.
Interesting fact is Jacob Cass is the first loss for Andre Robinson and the only loss for Deacon Price, as well as the only loss for Bryson Tiller. He's proven that he can beat the biggest names here in Tides of the Ring, except one man in this match, Fenton Ferris.
Now, these two men have a great record thus far and have served losses to some of the big fish in Tides of the Ring. Andre Robinson bringing his focus back to Jacob Cass there. Hammer fist taking him down. Now, Deacon throwing him into the barricade, said, hey kid, he's mine.
The bare knuckle brawler and the former boxer going at it. Man, that is a match I want to see. Just that pure heavy hands being thrown.
You know, I had never actually considered it before, but you're right. That would be a very good matchup. Saw Fenton Ferris going for something, collapsed to the mat, and caught him with a scissor whip. Jacob Cass also taking advantage and dived out onto Deacon Price.
Once again, we want to thank Mythos Tech, Fairly Grim, and K2 Gaming for these wonderful upgrades to our arena. I love the new ropes and turnbuckle pads, as well as our barricade coverings. As you can see, our sponsors' names are on there. We want to thank them all. And if you'd like to reach out to our sponsors and see what they can provide for you, please do. Fairly Grim does great graphic design. Please reach out. Fairly Grim was actually the one who designed the regional championship.
Yep. The very regional championship that sits on Bryson Teller's shoulders was designed by Fairly Grim Design Company. What a match we've had, not even 5 minutes into it, but this action has been absolutely phenomenal. You can see Fenton Ferris and Andre Robinson going at each other in the ring. Jacob Cass just took a spill, couldn't quite get the distance he needed to hit Deacon Price.
I will tell you, Fenton Ferris, though, reaching under, grabbing that paintball, everything is legal. He's not managed to connect, but oh, there it is, that first hit on the Jacob Cass.
Yeah, there's no disqualifications in this four-way dance, so you got to take every opportunity you can to get an advantage.
Fenton Ferris showing he's got a little bit of a mean streak in him, and when it comes to winning a shot at that regional championship at Stairway to Stardom, he's not afraid to take the risks he needs. But I will tell you this right now. I was hired to be the play-by-play announcer. You were brought in to be the color. And I'm going to tell you, the bosses ain't going to be happy with me tonight. I cannot follow this chaos.
Absolutely not. All three men are spilled out on the outside of the ring. Jacob Cass goes for that diving hurricanrana, and he gets Fenton Ferris into crossfire.
Deacon Price throwing both men into the barricade, taking time to smack talk a little bit of Jacob Cass. And now Jacob Cass is busted open.
Yeah, there is blood coming out of the forehead of Jacob Cass. Andre Robinson leaned up against the barricade. He's having a hard time recovering after some of this brutality we've seen. Knee to the face of Deacon, the man who busted him open.
Fenton Ferris taking the time to play to the crowd and his opponents just to try to play some mind games. And we see the two first-rounders lock back up, but Andre Robinson gets back into the match and takes that. 6 minutes have elapsed in this 30-minute time limit. We want to see who's going to Stardom. We got to see who's going to main event, and you got to think if it goes to a time limit draw. Oh my goodness, that swinging DDT!
What a tornado DDT on the Deacon Price. That should get it.
Oh, Andre Robinson says no. You got to think if this match goes to a time limit draw, Bryson Tiller could end up facing all four men in a five-way match at the pay-per-view. Would that not be something?
Power slam from Deacon Price just put Jacob Cass out.
Fenton Ferris smart to conserve his energy, waiting, but Ferris comes in, busting open Andre Robinson.
Jacob Cass having a hard time recovering. Andre Robinson having to roll out so he can.
Ferris flipping over.
Oh! I thought that Jacob Cass was going to dive out to Andre Robinson, but instead he caught Fenton Ferris by surprise with that DDT.
Deacon says, nope, you ain't getting me, and throws Cass to the outside before running and hitting a lariat on Andre Robinson. Now Deacon Price with that kendo stick, that cane pole. Oh my goodness, hitting Fenton Ferris with it.
Smacking Fenton Ferris in the head with that foreign object. He breaks it right over his body. Jacob Cass went for something there and missed it. That's twice now that he has missed the distance. These men have gotten caught up so much in the chaos of this multi-man match that they're all making mistakes. They're all taking too much time away from their opponents.
You also have to think Jacob Cass just probably doesn't have the same strength that he normally does. He probably could have hit that any other week, but you see he's still taped up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and just like that main event match that cost Bryson Tiller and had that first loss in his
oh my gosh, the down in
flames.
Down in flames. Fenton Ferris didn't see it. Blue Thunderbomb on the outside, but that's not going to win him the match because Jacob Cass just got the 3.
Jacob Cass takes the win in this #1 contenders 4-way dance.
He is heading to Stairway to Stardom to face Bryson Tiller.
Jacob Cass, look at that face. Look at the blood pouring down. Look at the fire in his eyes. This is not a playful Jacob Cass. He is determined to get back at Bryson Tiller.
We thank you all for coming out here tonight for Titans of the Ring episode 9. Thank you all so much for being a part with us here. And let's take just a moment once again to thank Mythos Technology, Fairly Grim Designs, as well as K2 Gaming KY for being a part of this great show. You can catch us live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. here on the Titans of the Ring channel. And I want to thank my co-host, Mr. St. Sins Dylan himself, for always doing the absolute best that he can and continuing. And we do want to remind you that High Rise has now got the opportunity to determine who they or what stipulation they want to face their opponents in at Stairway to Stardom. And we know our main event now. Yep. We know it's going to be Bryson Tiller versus Jacob Cass.
A second match in a wonderful series between these two men.
How do you like the sound of 12-foot steel? A ladder match.
A ladder match.
Oh my goodness. The Titans of the Ring Tag Team Championships will be contested at Stairway to Stardom in a ladder match. High Rise said if anybody wants to take these belts from us, they're going to have to climb their own stairway to Stardom.
Well, if there's any way to aim high, a ladder match is the way to do it.
We are going to see our first ladder match in Titans of the Ring at Stairway to Stardom. Do not miss it. That will be live July 29th. But we will see you next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Titan Rising channel. And this is me, Titan Rising, for my buddy, the Saint Sins, reminding you that if you are a part of the Rising, you too can be a Titan. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful evening.